It's just so wonderful to be here on Ben's big day. I'm going to introduce myself in a moment, but before I do, I'm just going to apologise and explain the stocking feet. I think better if I don't have shoes on, so please excuse my stocking feet, but I'm better if I don't have the handicap of high heels. Women will know what I mean by that. They look great, but they don't help the thinking process. Okay, well, I was just going to introduce myself first of all by quickly saying who I am. But when I arrived at the airport this morning, I was met by the lovely Ben here, who had a visual aid. So I'm going to use the visual aid to tell you who I am. Joy May, A&A Book Publishing, mentor and coach. It gets better, but I think I'm out of order here. High priestess, high priestess and goddess, and publisher of A Cut Closer to Home. So that's why I'm here. Why are you all here?
They're going to get my sign.
Books have changed my life. At crucial moments in my life, I could actually say that books have probably saved my life. Books and any creative act have the ability to take us out of our moment, whether that be a depressed moment, a sad moment, a grieving moment, and take us somewhere else, elevate us to somewhere else. I'm sure as I'm talking about the books that have changed my life, you've got your own little list in your mind. And my list, of course, is very personal to me, and you probably won't even recognise some of the titles that I say have been very special at special moments in my life. The Alchemist, Sons and Lovers, anything by Roddy Doyle, anything by Lisa Althar, Isabella Allende, Amy Tan, The Game of Life and How to Play It, Veronica Decides to Die. These are some of the books that have touched me at special moments in my journey. I've been changed by stories that reflected back to me my own life and the things that I've struggled with, or showed me where I wanted to be and hinted at how I might get there. This is the power of words, this is the power of creativity. When an artist dares to express him or herself through words, through painting, through sculpture, through dance, through music, you have the ability to reach out and touch somebody else. And we never know how that is going to work. In putting an act of creativity out into the world, we have to be prepared to let it go and live on its own. I've never written to any of those authors and told them what their books have meant to me. And yet, those books and many others have changed my life. As you saw from my list of why I'm here today, I'm a writing coach, and I've been so privileged to work with Ben through the journey of his book. And it's been a number of years, and there were times on that journey, especially as Ben has such a powerful story, as most of you know, when it was like for Ben a roller coaster, a journey of highs and lows, and when you're at the bottom of the low, you really can't see how you're going to get back up there. And my job as writing coach, I mean, there are many things that a writing coach does, but my real job, in my opinion, is to always hold the vision for the author that I'm working with. The vision of that book being finished. And what I could always see for Ben's book was the young men and women out there, or the older men and women out there, who would just be changed and healed and helped by his book. And he has no control over that. That's the miracle of creativity. And that's the miracle of the courage to be creative in this world. So I want to say that it is just such a joy, no pun intended, all puns intended, and a delight to be here today to celebrate Ben's big day, his big moment. I'm sure there will be many other big moments in Ben's life, but I think this is really, really special. I particularly want to celebrate with Ben the fact that he's prepared to let his book fly out into the world and land where it will. And he won't even know some of the people that it helps. But he just has to trust that it will. So please join with me in saying congratulations to Ben. A big round of applause.
Very recently I was privileged enough to see Dame Kira Takanawa give a masterclass to 6 students at the Melbourne Conservatory. And she gave the students and the audience some very sage advice, and that was the most important thing to do is breathe. So at this point I'm going to do that. I invite you to do the same thing. Far be it for me to disregard the advice of the peer of the realm. Thank you all for coming here today. This is absolutely incredible for me. I would say it's one of the most amazing days of my life to be able to share this day and the birth of this creation with you all. I won't say that I never imagined that this would happen, because that wouldn't be entirely true. When I was about 9, I always thought of myself as a writer, and when I was a little girl, I saw myself as a man sitting in a one-room apartment, sitting on the couch, clanking away at an old typewriter, fedora on my head, 3-day growth, cigarette and a glass of scotch. Screwed up bits of paper all over the apartment. Obviously I'd watched far too many film noir films. But then I look back on this memory that I had and this image of myself as I've been writing A Cut Closer to Whole and seeing the differences. The laptop instead of the clunky old typewriter, the chocolate bars and lattes instead of the smokes and booze. The hat, yes, the hat was still there, and the 3-day growth. I'm very nervous. One of the things I wanted to say to everybody was, of course, thank you for being here. I've had people travel from Melbourne, Portland, Albury, Sydney, Braewood, Atlanta. Somebody from Atlanta. Any advance on that? That's fantastic. I thank you so much for all your support as I've been writing this, the little messages on Facebook saying, "Go Ben," when I said I'm on page 38 or chapter 12 or whatever. I really appreciate it. I thought about how people in my life have impacted my life and the story that I've written. And some of that is negative and some of that is not pretty and a bit confronting. But then I've had all people like you who have had such a positive effect on my life. Kari, who was a personal trainer for me, Susie, who's very much been part of my life, Judy, who I've known the longest out of everybody here, we'll just put it at that, won't we? And everybody else, I can't mention everybody, Jan and Neil, Jen and Aspie and Kate. I just appreciate so much the support and you being with me on this journey. I think about another man in my life that would have been up here and would have been as confident as anything, eloquent and witty and would have just put on the greatest show, but he wasn't very real or very honest. And so I hope that what I lack in eloquence and wittiness, I make up for in being myself. I thank you all for coming along. I particularly thank Joy for coming all this way, for her help with getting me across the finish line, all those emails and text messages and phone calls. Especially from a distance, but the couple of times that I got to see her in person, I really thank you to the High Priestess, High Goddess, for your bringing the feminine touch to the book. And of course to Darren, who at first I think, he was just, okay, this is what you're doing, but he has just got on board so much and has been my biggest supporter, my biggest fan. He's just been absolutely amazing to be there, to have me coming in every 5 minutes and saying, now does a postman ride a 2-stroke or a 4-stroke motorbike? What do you call those hats and all those little questions, all the agonising over, should I put this in, should I put that in. I just couldn't have done it without you, and I thank you very much. Speech isn't going to be long. That's pretty much it, except that I want to encourage everybody to live their best life, to use as an Oprah Winfreyism. Whether you're writing a thesis, a book, building a house, sculpting something, tending a garden, whatever you're doing, or building your life, it's not always pretty, and I can attest to that. A lot of you know that, but it's bloody worth it's bloody worth the hard work and the ups and downs to get there, and I'm just so proud of what I've done. Might not be the perfect book, but it's the story I wanted to tell, and I really hope that you all enjoy it, and thank you very much for all your support.
Is he amazingly eloquent, don't you think?
Yeah. And witty.
He emailed me last week and said, about the speech, what should I say? And I said, just talk from the heart, and for goodness sake, don't forget to thank you. He made me wait till the last minute. When he said, oh, and I can't thank anyone, I was like, no. So well done, Ben. Ben, darling, this is for you.
Oh, thank you very much.
My pleasure. I didn't know about this, but now I see you dressed in a suit. It's perfect. Please make sure that you have a glass handy, because we're going to.
Nice.
Ben's getting a pen collection. We have this little thing that we like to give our authors an engraved pen on the day of their launch, but Ben got an extra when he actually finished writing the book, because, hey, we all deserved it. So now he's got a couple of pens.
Yeah.
So well done.
Thank you very much. If anybody would like to... Oh, yeah.
We have to have the toast.
Okay, cool. Anyone that doesn't...
But before I forget, the books are definitely for sale today, and Ben will be available to personalise it with a signing.
With his new pen.
With both his new pens. We've got both. $29.99 or $24.55. Is that right? Okay. Cool. Right. Last official thing that I have to do. It is my pleasure to please ask you to raise your glass to a toast to Ben. Ben, and a cup closer to hold, a triumph of courage and love over fear and adversity. To you, Ben. And to the book. Eat, drink, stay, talk, be merry, buy lots of books. There you go, Ben.
Wow. Do the first one to me, and my full name, Caitlin.
C-A-T.